I am enjoying all of the books I am currently reading, but I'm gonna see if I can get them all finished in under 24 hours. I want to read a lot of my books until I get to a reasonable physical TBR, which may be around 25 books. So I thought what would be fun would be if I did a number of challenges to get to the end of my TBR. And to kick off those challenges, I want my first challenge to be finishing every book that I'm in the middle of. I'm currently reading currently reading 5 books. I want to finish all those up so that I can start fresh with a whole new set of books for my next video. First, I have an audiobook that I'm currently listening to, the 3rd book in this series. I don't have the 3rd book to this. I just got the first 2. I have Shiver, Linger, and then the 3rd book is on the back here, Forever, and that's the one I'm listening to. I am 59% through The Trouble with Drowning, which is this ebook. I've been reading this one for a while. I just need to finish it. And then the rest are physical books. I have been reading Wuthering Heights, the longest of any book, and that's because I got about halfway through and completely just stopped reading a couple years ago because I was in a rough semester. Now I'm graduated, so I got about halfway through, and honestly, we'll see how that goes. I might have to just start over with this one, so I might have to just not do this one for this challenge. And then I have Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which I'm over halfway through. And then this one, which I'm also over halfway through, I'm about 150 pages to done with this one. Bend by Ali Hazelwood. I do have things within the next 24 hours that I do need to do. So I'm going to pause the timer when I need to. Let's see if I can do it.
Cleopatra and Frankenstein is Coco Mellors' debut novel. It has romantic elements, but it definitely leans more toward literary fiction with its exploration of how to learn to live life as a younger adult alongside someone you love, but don't yet fully understand.
This little guy matches. I just have this tiny bit left. So I'm gonna finish it up real quick now. Also, I am currently around 4 hours and 4 minutes. So I'm gonna start the timer again and finish her up real quick. And then I kind of want to go for a walk and also have some laundry I need to fold. So I'm probably going to fold laundry and then go for a walk once I'm done while listening to the audiobook that I need to read.
Cleo is new to New York, having been a painter in England when she meets Frank, who instantly charms her. The two have a whirlwind romance that quickly turns into a whirlwind marriage. They attempt to keep their lives together while those around them, a cast of lovable characters, do the same. Their stories interweave in hilarious, heart-wrenching, and beautiful ways.
I'm exactly a minute less than 5 hours through the 24 hours. And I just finished Cleopatra and Frankenstein, first book that I'm in the middle of. I'm a slow reader, what can I say? But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It's very sad, but also there's a lot of love in it. There's a lot of love and lost love. It really, at the end here, just had a very big message of love is complicated. There is not really a hierarchy of love. You can love more than one person and in a very different way. And also, just because you love someone doesn't mean they bring out the best in you. I can't explain it. I'm trying to explain the message without spoiling anything. But honestly, just read the book. I loved it so much. I'm kind of sad to be done with it, honestly. But hey, I got another book by Coco Mellors, so I can read that later, even though it won't have the same characters. One thing I did notice, looking at the picture on the back, is kind of hard to tell, but honestly, how she looks is exactly how I pictured the character in the book, which is just kind of weird. When you think about it, I'm guessing you pronounce it Coco, I'm not sure. But if her name's Coco, then that's similar to Cleo. I wonder if she sees herself in the character. She must. At least a little. I mean, don't we all see ourselves in our characters just a little? That's why, as a writer, like, it just breaks you so much to break them. But then you put them back together. I love this book, honestly. I might have to read it again sometime. And I do not reread books very often, so that is saying something. On to the next book.
Unit 17. Tony pressed a button on the radio and leaned his head toward his shoulder. I'm en route with a passenger, Tony said. I held my breath. The dispatcher's voice fuzzy, crackled over the radio. Unit 17. Tony pressed a button on the radio and leaned his head toward his shoulder. I'm en route with a passenger. We'll call when I'm clear. 10-4.
Forever is the last book in the Shiver Trilogy, so as not to spoil anything, I'll briefly describe the concept of the series as a whole. The Shiver Trilogy is a YA paranormal romance. Grace is enthralled by the wolves that at times make an appearance near her house. Sam is one of those wolves. When it's warm out, he's just a regular boy, but when it gets cold, he becomes a wolf. After the two meet, they get closer and closer, but Sam's getting older, and older wolves don't transform back once winter is over.
I don't know why I'm not talking. I've now finished Cleopatra and Frankenstein, and then I finished the third book of this whole series. I just got the first two because I was gifted them. So those two books that I was currently reading are now finished. Now I need to finish Deep End. I've been reading this one for a while. I've been enjoying it as well. It's just been taking me slower because, I was reading it at the end of my last semester as a senior in college, so it's also longer than Ali Hazelwood's normal books, but I'm to chapter 46, page 304, and there are 67 chapters and 438 pages, not counting the epilogue. I will read that too, obviously.
Deep End is one of Ali Hazelwood's most recent novels. It's about Scarlett Vandermeer, who is a student and platform diver at Harvard, and Lucas Blomqvist, who is a student at Harvard and a world champion swimmer. They learn they have similar tastes regarding certain aspects of their life and decide to start a fling. But soon, emotions come into play.
Chapter 50, I'm almost to only 100 pages left.
The Trouble with Drowning follows Kat, a struggling writer who becomes more and more enthralled by Eden Hart, a successful author, and her son, Jacob, who she falls madly in love with. Eden starts helping Kat with her literary career, and she begins a relationship with Jacob. Everything seems to be going perfectly, until it's not.
At the library, I finished the last book that I had on my currently reading list, The Trouble with Drowning, by Heather Hach. This book, it's so hard to describe because it was insane. I've read a lot of thrillers, a lot of mystery, a lot of really creepy, blow your mind at how crazy some people can be type of book, but this one takes the cake. It is a great thriller. I recommend it so much. The characters are not likable. They're very, very easy to dislike. Normally I don't like disliking the people I'm following along with and their perspective, but I liked this. Maybe because I enjoyed how the author told the story, how she narrated it, because it allowed for her to smoothly transition, like within a paragraph, she would transition to a different perspective. And that was because she was taking this view of just being able to see all of them and understand all of them at once. I believe that's called third person omnipotent. I haven't read too many books like that are kind of feel a bit detached from the characters, but in a way that allows me to be connected to all of the characters. simultaneously, like easily just smoothly transition between them. Like that must be a hard thing to do. So applause to the author. She actually did an amazing job with that. I really enjoyed that element. I also just think, honestly, like I haven't seen this book at all really on Bookstagram, Booktube, those places. I got it on a Goodreads giveaway because I loved the cover. It looked so interesting, so I picked it up for that reason. Honestly, I think it's underrated. I think more people should read it because it was incredible writing and incredible storytelling. There was so much going on. The author just did an amazing job of developing the characters. Like, they were so complex to the point it was like, I wanted to like them, but I also just couldn't, you know? I didn't know what to think. I will say I did guess pretty much all of the twists, so I wouldn't say it's like, that type of thing. Like, I wouldn't say it's surprising. So if you don't like that, then that is one thing I would say. I didn't mind it. I kind of liked feeling smart because I'm not very good at guessing twists. I'm usually surprised, so I kind of liked feeling smart for once. But yeah, I give this book 5 stars. I loved it. And I do remember, like, at the very beginning reading this book, because I actually started it like last summer for some reason, and I hadn't really gotten to read the bulk of it until this summer because I don't know why, but with my Kindle books, I just kind of forget that I'm reading a book on my Kindle, and then I end up just reading physical books or listening to audiobooks instead until I remember I have a Kindle. But I really enjoyed that book, so I'm glad I got back to it. But back last summer, when I had first started it, it wasn't even into the book. I don't think it was even the first chapter. I had literally just read the prologue, and I only got to read that because I was at work, and it was in like a tiny bit of time where I was able to get a second to read. And I just thought, what if it ended like this? Which ended up being how it ended anyway. So I guessed it from the very, very beginning, but I thought, what if it ended like this? Because that would be such a good story. So I pretty much thought of this whole book, plot out at least half of it in pretty specific detail. And honestly, I still want to write it. To me, I think it's a pretty exciting story, and I do want to write it. And I think I could write it because since I'd only read the prologue, it's a completely different story than this story. And I would just, I would be able to say The Trouble with Drowning inspired me to write that book. I'll stop yapping about that one book. I also finished Deep End. I don't remember if I talked about that. No, I think I did. Yes, I did. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars instead of 4, just because, honestly, I think it could have just been shorter. Like, I think that would have honestly fixed all of it. Just made it more concise. Like, I loved all of the main plot points and all of the subplots as well. I don't think they should have taken any of that out. But if you just made the subplots more concise and focused more on the main plot, I think it would have been, like a book that I would really love. But because of that, it ended up being 3.5. Ended up just feeling like it dragged, sadly. I still like the book, though. I still like the characters. And I still like Ali Hazelwood. I can't not like Ali Hazelwood. I love The Love Hypothesis and a lot of her other books. I like the humor that they have. I laugh quite a lot while reading her books. Then I also read Cleopatra and Frankenstein before that. I loved this book, gave it 5 stars as well. Want to reread it someday because I feel like I could have gotten so much more for it. I got a lot out of it, but I feel like there's just so much more I could dig into with this. Also a book where it's just unlikable characters. But this is more like, I really like him, but like I should hate him, that type of thing. And then I listened to the last of the series. Those are the 4 books I was currently reading that I got to finish, and I for sure got it done within 24 hours. I had plenty of hours left. I probably got it under 15. I completely, in the middle of this book, just stopped counting. Thanks so much for following along on this video. It was a lot of fun. I got 2 5-star books out of it, and I think I might have actually given this one 3 stars because I didn't like it as much as the other books, and I don't think, I thought it would have loose ends, but I forget what I gave it. I think it was 3 stars though. And then this one was 3.5, but altogether not bad. So that wraps up the challenge. I will see you next time for the next challenge to finish off my physical TBR.